again. So we're organizing one versus Madrid versus Paris. So it's in Madrid. So I know it's a little complicated to go there, but it's on the weekend of the 25th. So if you're interested, just contact me by mail or at the end of the meetup. I'll just explain it. It's about the platform Tizen. So you guys, do you all know what it is?
Más o menos. Could you give like a short glimpse of the platform, like in 2 seconds?
What Tizen is?
Yeah.
So
for the camera.
Oh, okay. For the camera. So it's like Android or Windows. It's just Tizen. So it's Samsung, Orange, and Intel are doing a new platform. So if you want to create an application, it's a great deal because there's not a lot of them. So people who are going to buy a phone with Tizen are not going to have a lot of possibilities for which app to download. So you have more chances to make it work. So it's a good deal. And if you have an application or something else, you can just put it on Tizen. So you can do that during that weekend. Okay, so for Barcelona, I'm also going to organize a hackathon as soon as I have created a real community. So if you have any contacts, people who could be interested, speakers, that's probably the hardest thing to find. Anything that could help. If you're a student and you want to communicate in your school, please contact me. That would just help me a lot. So that's it. So I wanted to thank Betahaus for receiving us tonight. So he will talk a little more about the place, but also Orestes for speaking tonight and being the first speaker. So that's it. Have a nice night, and we'll talk after.
Okay, thank you, Claire. Hi, everybody. Hi, I'm Eduardo. Yes, I'm Betahaus co-founder. Yes, thank you for everybody to join here. I mean, we are really happy to have you here. Since Claire contacted us, saying, hey, I want you to lead this event here. We said, okay, the Betahaus spirit. Yes. Actually, if you don't know what the house is we are a co-working space that started in Berlin in 2009. Was actually Berlin is the leading co-working space, yes, the most innovative one, I would say. But okay, co-working is one of the things happening at Betahaus, yes. It's not just a co-working space. We have events, we have workshops, we are really focused on education, yes. We have also our own contest and our own events, not only people bringing events to Betahaus. So it's a place for creation, yes. You can be here as a team and work here. Actually, in this building, the building has 7 floors, yes. We just bought it, yes, and we are building Betahaus, and we're gonna open by the end of October. We're gonna open the first floor that will host a bar. Yes, it's a cafeteria in some way. The concept is that it's also an event space that we can mix and to change how it works. But the thing is, it's a place where you can work, but where you can communicate. The other floors will be co-working space and events, and then it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have a workshop for hardware, people doing hardware, like the designers. And also we have also what we call team rooms that is really focused on usually people that develop things, especially software, yes. The team rooms are places where a team can stay, yes. Could be closed or could be open, yes. We call it inner space. It's a place for innovation, yes. We think that when you are developing something, you are a team of perhaps of 2 or 3 people, but then 2 or 3 people more chance to finish the project. And we are really focused on that. And also in the last floor, we'll host also like what we call here siesta room. yes, is a place to sleep. Basically, you can stay here, yes, with the idea that you need to take time for a nap, to take a nap, and also because we think that there's many teams or many people that are focused on a project and you are working, yes, and don't care, yes, when you need to work, and you go sleep wherever you need it, and this thing that to go home and then to come back again, you can sleep where you need it. Yes. Also yes. Question.
Good idea. Did you find this idea somewhere, or did you come up with this?
This idea actually is in some way it was the idea of the hostel or the idea of Betahaus.
Of the siesta room?
The siesta room. Yeah. No, actually, you should look at the place because the building was occupied. Yes, and they started to build what we call a burdel, yes. Yes. they started to build that, and if you look to it right now, it's like split in rooms. They started to build it, and then when we look at it, hey, good idea. Yes, and then we find this need of, because we have an international community. Like one of our claims is why to sit here in Barcelona thinking how to do it in Berlin. Just go to Berlin, yes, because we have a co-working space there. So all the members of the co-working space have also the same benefits. Hey, hi.
Can I go to the easy?
Yeah? Yeah, I think that's...
Oh,
okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, but there you go. This applause.
On camera.
So, that's oh, sorry, I missed that.
Same benefits.
The same benefits here, and we are a vehicle to people to connect and to build things. Yes, our main focus is to connect people. We are really focused on to help people that is starting, that is building their startups or that is building their projects to interact. Yes, and to create new things. And because of this, we really focus on trying to have really low prices for the co-working space. Yes, because we're always trying to make our revenue in our place. So, what are you looking for? The bathroom? Yes, and it's better if you go down and then you go up.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
No problem.
If he does that, he will end up here again.
And that's Betahaus. In some ways, it's a place for creation, a place for inspiration. I say I'm really happy to host this Android event. We hope that we can make it bigger here, that Betahaus turns into a hub for Android. We really love to have it also for iOS. Actually, we are hosting people that is working here, that we call pioneers. It's people that wants to be here in this ship's environment, being part of this and helping us to create it. I mean, you can feel free to join, and also you need to apply to be part of it. It's like a club. That's Betahaus. I don't know if somebody has a question. Yes?
You said Berlin. There's a Betahaus in Berlin?
Yeah, it's the first one.
Is it like a chain of like a franchise?
No, we are it's one company open in each place. Right now here is a joint venture. We are not franchise, and we will never be.
So,
if you want to open another one in any other place, that's your question.
No.
Okay.
So you're a founder, but did you come to them, or did they come to you to start Barcelona?
No, actually, I met the project, yes, and one of the founders is a friend of mine, and we say, hey, when we started, we make an expansion plan. I say, let's start to expand, and we said that we want to be joint venture in any place that we open. So it's in some way is the structure, if you want to know, is a holding company that it's in. Right now it's in Luxembourg or something like that. That's the place where you said holdings. And then there's the brand and the concept, and then there is houses. We have right now 3 houses. We're opening this one in Barcelona, and right now I'm flying to Tokyo to open the next one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's gonna be called Betahaus or something Japanese?
No, Betahaus, Tokyo.
Doesn't seem Japanese enough.
No, it's one of the main things because they want to bring this European concept there. Yes, and yes. Actually, the guy that's leading the project is was a former CEO of Mazda. That is a friend of mine and wants to open there. So let's do it.
And the monthly rate of one place.
If you want to rent the place right now, yes, right now for pioneers, yes, people that first you need to apply, then we look into your project, and then we look if you fit in the actual community. Actually, we have 2 prices for flex desk, so it's a place where you can sit.
Yeah.
If it's empty, they pay 50 euros per month.
Okay.
And if you are fixed, so you have your like these guys, they pay 65.
Okay.
And they have access 24 hours Wi-Fi. Whatever.
Very awesome.
Yeah. And we will try to keep the prices low of weekend.
Yeah.
So for 50 euros you said flex?
50 euros is flex, 65 is fixed.
Flex in the sense you come and sit wherever you have.
Yeah,
You don't have your desk?
no, you don't have your own desk. You see the one that is a green spot? Yeah, there you have a green spot. Actually, because right now it's a bit a mess, but the green spots is our free ones. We have a big table where everybody's sitting, and then also we have always a big table here. Yes, for flexible people. And fixed, you sit in the spot that belongs to you.
Yeah, and you will have like a
Monitor.
monitor.
Yeah. Also, there's people that they have fixed because they want to leave books or something like that.
Okay.
A stupid question, is it open on the weekend?
Yeah, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. Everybody has the key of the place and the alarm code. If you are the last one, you close. It's like a house. Yes, you can come here wherever you want. It's because it's one of the things that we are really focused on. During the business day, you have the bar is open and wherever, but then you can do whatever you want. Yes, it's like
50 euros is an extremely low price.
Yeah.
But it's possible to rent a morning, some space to hold on a meeting.
Yeah, actually, with this setup of pioneers, it's not because the price is very low. In the future, that when we're gonna even the prices to all the houses, yes, you can be member, yes. So it's like a club. So perhaps you don't want the desk, but you want the other service that we have here. You want the meeting rooms, or you can come. I don't know, only for 1 day a week. And there's our focus is that the people only pays for the things that they are using. If you are not using, you don't pay for it. Yes, it's like in some way. If you are using this a lot, you pay more. If you are using this less, you pay less. There's no. And right now we are trying to create a flat rate that we are testing in Hamburg. If it works, we want to bring it here, and I think that's gonna be quite disruptive in the market. So.
How do you get along with other co-working spaces like Makers of Barcelona?
Yeah, actually we have a really good relationship. I mean, we are really open because we focus on different things. Yes, actually, and in the way that the space in some way determines the usage of what you can do. Yes, here we have 2,000 square meters, so I think that we're gonna be the hub for events. Yes, and if you want to be in a place that there is more events happening and more networking, and in some way more noisy, you will be here. Yes, if you want to more quiet place, more tidy in all the ways, you go to MOV, to Makers of Barcelona. I think that, and also we have a lot of people that live in around here. So if you live here in Gracia, it makes sense to come here, and if you live in Eixample or in Born, it makes sense to go to Makers of Barcelona. I think the market is enough big to everybody. Yes, and we hope that we start to make events soon. So together, I mean, it's a perfect relationship with everybody. is what we are doing. Actually, for example, in Berlin, we have something that's like some kind of wild card or pass that if you are at Betahaus, you can go to other co-working space, to a friend co-working space and do something. Yes, but it works. It depends. What do you want? Yes. So.
Too many questions.
Yeah.
You mentioned Barcelona, Berlin, Tokyo, Mazda, and whatnot. And do you have some connections to like Silicon Valley, venture capital,
Yeah.
business angels?
Yeah. Actually, we will host the Beta Pitch, that is a startup contest. Actually, in Betahaus Berlin, we have Hub Round, that is the accelerator of Deutsche Telekom. Yes, it's in Cyberhouse, so they have a team inside watching and like trying to stall people. Yes, because it's what's happening. We have also found that is the biggest fund in Germany. That is the owner is the government. That is a 300 million euros fund. That is also in Cyberhouse. Siemens has also. A team is working there, and then we have also a partnership with Google. Yes, when we make, for example, the beta pitch, the winner of the beta pitch, they won this time gonna be 20,000 euros. Yes, and they go to the winner. They go to Silicon Valley. They stay at Google 2 weeks. Yes, and there we have also a partnership that also in some way Google is part of it. That is the Black Mansion. That is a mansion only for 5 people, and you stay there 2 weeks, networking, blah blah, like making yourself million. Yes.
Like a geek paradise.
Yeah, it's a geek paradise. It's so. For example, right now we have at the last beta pitch, we have a team that won here. Yes, and then we have the final in Berlin. He took the second place, and right now Deutsche Telekom and Google is fighting for him. So who?
But you must have an end product, or you go with something like an idea or a prototype of your product.
It depends. For the beta pitch, is startups. Yes, you need to have a concept, business plan, wherever you introduce to that people in 5 minutes. We have 3 minutes to questions, and then it's
Okay.
And then we have also the hardware pitch. That is the same, but only for hardware. Yes, and is the same, but we have this German fund, that is the 300 million fund. It focuses only on. I mean, it's the same fund that is investing on to create a fusion generator for like atomic, but for fusion is this. They're doing the same. That is only for hardware, and then we have a lot of events like this. We hope to have a hackathon. Yes, actually we are sponsoring the hackathon for one that's gonna be in the Mobile World Center, the Angel Hack. It will be also Telefonica is sponsoring it, and we. So if you want a free ticket, just okay. And something more. No, I invite you everybody to join. If you want to see the Pioneers campaign, just log into pioneers.betahaus.es. And if you want to, you can have an interview if you want to join, or wait for 1 month and come here. And we hope to have the hackathon. But you need to hear this guy, not me. So enjoy and welcome to Betahaus, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I forgot to tell you something earlier. So at TC, I put up a lot of posters like this. I don't know if you have the flash codes. You do? You don't?
Yeah.
What you do? The first one who finds the one that goes to my email address wins. So I've prepared this bag with some goodies and some gifts.
What if I know the address already? Or
If you don't get to it,
what? No, if someone knows the address.
well, I want to see it on the phone.
Let me draw it.
Okay, so that's it.
Alright. So first of all, how many of you prefer it all to be in English? Just raise your hand. 1, 2, 1, 2. Are you okay to talk in Spanish? Or will you prefer English?
I don't, for me it's the same.
So I think Spanish wins. Do you agree?
No, it was great. The construction of the vocal is correct. It should be who doesn't want English.
Alright, who doesn't want English? Yeah, that's right. Who doesn't want English? Who has a problem with English? So is everybody fine with English? English it is. Carol wins. Alright.
Science wins.
I like this guy. I just met him and I really like him. So,
Claro.
hi everyone, and I'm going to talk about a project because it's actually deployed right now. It's about finished, but not finished right yet. So some of the things that are here are mock-ups. Some have not exactly the best data. But if you have any questions, just ask me. And basically, I'm going to talk about this, which is an experience table, which is named they gave it. It's basically a piece of furniture with electronic labels to indicate the price and the offers and the stuff for the mobile phones and tablets that Orange is selling in Spain. And as far as we know, we are the only ones doing this in Spain, this kind of diva signage using Android phones, and I'm going to talk about it. Sorry, I missed my that was easy. So first, I'd like to talk about the company. We're about 20 people, and we do digital signage and user interactivity, which means a lot of stuff. But for us, it's like public stores, kiosks, and you go and you have a screen and a keyboard, and you can do public paperwork that you will do, for example, at the ayuntamiento, that kind of stuff. You don't have to wait in line, or you can do it Saturday night if you forgot to do something. You can go to one of these kiosks or stores or whatever you want to call them, and just use your NA and just get, for example, a certificate for where you live at Barcelona, and if you need any of that kind of stuff. And we used to do similar stuff for IKEA, where you can actually apply for the visa that IKEA has, and just go there, enter your data, and you go through a process with the bank, and you get granted the visa, that kind of stuff. And we work for stuff and companies like Orange, working this and this, or you can read. I'm not going to read them. Really big companies like FIRA, Barcelona, organizes Mobile World Congress, and they're difficult to handle. And we have projects in Spain, United Kingdom, Germany, Netherlands, Finland, that kind of stuff. In total, we have about 3,000 screens, 3,000 little PCs with content all over Europe.
3,000?
Yeah, 3,000 in total. 3,000 little screens guiding people with advertisements and that kind of stuff. It's a lot. So on me, I've been a developer for about 8 years. And an Android user for about 4 years. I started with an HTC Hero. It was pretty cool. Then it's really slow nowadays. And I've been 3.5 years most focused on motions. And I do whatever they want me to. PHP certified engineer, certified Scrum Master, and you can read more about me on my blog, follow me on Twitter. And that's all it. So this is the kind of stuff with this giant LED, which is amazing. So it's okay? No, don't make it worse. Yeah, that's better. All right. So this LED is one of the first company, the first prize our company did, and we get to all our Congress and see if they have anything. Wow, we did big things. And then this is another example of what we do. These are menus, so that's around by this company named Sodexo, which is pretty big, it's international, one of our big clients. And this used to be like paper signage, like this one, until we got our hands on it and we modernized it. And now we enter the prices, all this stuff in WebCMS, and everything goes to the service points, and it looks really good. And also, something happened with Wi-Fi. right? And this is also one of the projects we did. This is a typical video wall, lots of screens bundled together. This is for the EGNA, it's like a museum in Roma, Catalonia. But we're going to talk about this one right here. And first of all, I didn't touch this stuff. Right, well, now it's working. Somebody messing with my computer or something? First of all, I have a challenge for you. If this thing has a battery, but it doesn't. Damn! Sorry. Let me remind you at the end, you need to charge it. This is one of the electronic labels we're using, and it's supposed to be secure. It's supposed to block the user, and you're not supposed to be able to access it. So at the end, when this has a little battery, I'm going to pass it around, and if you manage to somehow get outside the application, you get an Amazon gift card worth 50 euros. So you'll be helping us, and you get a fair price, I think. And there's only a couple of words. You cannot touch any hardware buttons because in the furniture you cannot do it. And you cannot do fast boot, you cannot enter recovery mode, that kind of stuff. Yeah?
Is it kind of inspired by the Chrome Sandbox challenge?
No, this is just because if you can do it here, you'll be able to do it in a shop and you'll get us in trouble. So if you can do it here, you'll get a prize, you'll tell us how you did it, and we'll fix it.
That's
so,
like similar to the Chrome Sandbox.
Wow, yeah, similar to a lot of people do this kind of stuff with the products. Yeah. I guess it's similar.
I rest my case.
So this started as a project with a little bit of misunderstanding. They asked us for a digital signage project for Orange. We thought it was going to be more screens in the shops because we already do that for them. We have almost 1,500, I think, in Spain. And we thought it was going to be more of the same. Actually, they wanted this. So they told us about a month before the pilot. They wanted to launch in August. We were told about the first week of July, and we had to run a lot. So when we got the briefing, the things we got clear was, alright, we have to make it on time, whatever it costs. If you have to fake it before making it, you'll have to do it. And so you'll have to go as less as possible. You have to do as less as possible. You have to be robust and use as much of the existing operating system tools and existing apps. You have to be flexible and create multiple decoupled tools that you can use together. And if something's changed, the requirements change, they ask you for something different, you reuse the tools. This is the system architecture we came up with. Basically, all there is an Apache Cordova sandbox, also known as PhoneGap, which is an implementation made by Adobe. And we're using the Cordova part of free and open source part of it. And inside of it is a JavaScript player, which is the one actually displaying the content on the screen. And we're using, on top of the operating system, a super suite for having root access. Basically, it's a rooted file and rooted tablet. And we're using BusyBox to have access to a lot of Unix tools that you usually don't have in Android. And to have access to the devices, we use ADB over NAT, and we use SSH also. So if any of the two goes crazy, we can use the other. And all the traffic we use goes through a VPN in case something goes wrong, and that's not what it is. And this is a video I want to show you about the first prototype. This is actually what we showed. Whoops, sorry. A minute there. This is actually the first prototype we did, and it was coded by BAUG, which is sitting in the public right there. And this is what we showed to Orange. And we said, alright, you gave us 3 weeks to come up with the project. We're going to do something really basic, static labels, but this is what we can do. And what you're seeing here is a secure device. There's no Android user interface. This is a player using purely JavaScript or HTML5. within Angular IDS, and just repeating house performance. If you can just like that slide and get the videos. We saw a video without any controls. A bit later on, I tried a video that has a bit of controls. You can touch your volume, and you can enter a full screen mode. We were testing how good was the performance. Pretty good for the price of the device, which is kind of cheap. And so this is how we sold the Freight to them. They saw this and they said, all right, this looks cool, let's do it, even if it takes us a couple of months. Sorry. Yeah. Come on. All right, so that's what we have in mind as a final prototype. Have to do something similar to that. But we have to solve a lot of problems. We have to think about content distribution, about validation, about content management, and how to send all of this content. So what we used was most of ADB. Most of the entries wasn't great. Yeah.
Is it like this stuff is running in production like that, or is it development?
This. Sorry.
Is it like a production setup, or is it development?
What you're seeing on the screen, this is just the slides.
There's what?
This is just the slides. This is not coded on anywhere. I'm sorry.
Just on the developer environment.
No. This is what I'm using in production. Yeah, production devices are being controlled via ADB on production. Yeah, it's kind of risky. Yeah. We have ADB enabled. It's not exactly the same USB ADB.
Is it kind of like security risk because ADB is kind of maybe not meant for like?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. We don't use the standard ADB port, that kind of stuff. We have a private network and nobody can access it really. I'll get to that in a minute. So I think most of you guys are Android developers, but for the few ones that are not, this is a quick ADB recap. And if you have come online interface, and you can list the devices that you are attached to, and you can see there's a difference between one's connected overlay and over USB. You can send commands to an Android device connected, even if it's remotely. And you have to specify, if you have one device attached, to which one of the devices are you going to send the command. And the first thing we do when we get new devices is enable ADB Wi-Fi, which is on like this. And you have to reboot the ADB daemon. You have to do the same command, or if not, when you stop the daemon, you'll be kicked out of the ADB session. And then you can connect over net, and this can be done over VPN too, which is what we do. We don't use the standard ADB port, so that's going to be harder to crack. But still, it's a concern. So the interesting things we do with ADB is like sending keys to a device. We can emulate a full keyboard and do whatever we want. For example, if we send this command, it's like hitting the home key on the device and we get to the home screen. So using this, we experimented with we use the device as a pocket and navigated through menus and tested if we could change some settings that were not possible to change using the SQLite databases that Android has inside. So, for example, we have problems with the developer options when it's checked. Sometimes the Wi-Fi driver for the device will fail to load. So we coded our script using input key events, which brings up the developer options activity of the Android OS and clicks a couple of times on the top, and then disables the developer options using this kind of stuff. And we also start activities using the activity manager, kill process using a standard kill on Unix, and we start applications using push, which actually just uploads the APK and actually installs it, but silently, and you can also install it specifically. And we use, yeah.
What is the second source?
Right?
The slash wrapper?
Yeah, that's wrapper. This is the name of the activity, because the first part this command line says it's send to ADB overshell the following command. It starts when it says AN, which is the Android, the activity monitor.
But what is the slash at the end?
Because you have to say, when you say start a new activity, you have to say the name of the package and then the name of the activity. I think it's wrong. I think the dot should be on the other side. Maybe that's your problem. But you have to say the name of the activity inside your application. You cannot use the full package name. So if you have a couple of different activities, you have maybe main activity, configuration activity, you have to call the specific activity you want to bring up. And you can bring up an existing activity instead of creating a new one too. Does that answer your question?
We will check how we do it, and we will get back to you.
Alright. So, sorry, the last part, the Android monitor, which is a tool I think most of you will know if you haven't actually tested it. It's really, really useful for testing Android devices and seeing what's going on inside there, checking files and processes and seeing even the user interface. You can see actually how it's composed. It dumps an XML from the UI process and gives you the exact same UI. You can click through it and see how the elements are nested inside, which I was putting in. I didn't know about it until I got to this point. And there's a reference, there's a link here. I showed the slides later. There's a link here to the key event list, which is pretty useful too. So, this is how we started. We said, alright, with this command we can do almost whatever we want. So, we started building the features. And this is the end product, more or less, because this is the mock-up. And this is just the list of the content. And you can see here this list of associated devices, which state is it in right here. It's a percentage of uploading content, and here it says pushing. This is pushing the content. They're in that state from there. This is what an actual user of the content management system will use. This is not actually right now. So this is what we're going for. We're not there yet. And the first part we wrote was the failure, and it looks like this. The first screen is what the user sees in the shop when they go to the experience table, and the second one is what manager and administrator of the shop, and she's when he should know the special gesture that unlocks the device, and then ask you for a code in case anybody guesses it's by chance. And you can actually reboot the device or set a different content, rotate the screen. You can do almost anything we can do remotely in case the shop runs out of internet or the Wi-Fi is down or whatever, because these things happen a lot in these shops. And the player, as I said, is basically a codable application, which when it starts, reads a configuration file, rotates the screen according to whatever the configuration says, reads the start URL, what should I play, what should I put inside the codable web view. And then it has a little plugin that is exposed to the JavaScript, which provides access to the operating system. And you do commands from JavaScript, go through codable, go to the operating system, and come back to the JavaScript. And on the JavaScript part, what we do is actually read from the URL, we read a couple of get parameters, and we say, alright, we have to display this static screen. And we do that, and we also read a content index file we have for all the content which is loaded inside the device. And we listen for a gesture. If somebody does the special gesture that unlocks the admin node, then we ask for a code if they know the code, and then we show the configuration manager, which is right here when we show the content on the device, and you can change based on what's loaded on the device. You cannot upload an image or anything like that. You have to choose from Orange from their central commands. So this month we're going to have these devices and these offers and this kind of stuff. So the second application we wrote, it's a basic scheduler, and it's an application that comes up every minute, and looks up inside the configuration file, looks up for which day of the week are we in, which time of the day are we in, and performs the task listed there. And what we do with it is power off the device. Sometimes we boot it so it stays fresh. We also do some screen state management. We use the input key events and we press the power button virtually on the device. So I think it's 10:30 every night. The screens go off and they rest a bit. And in the morning, I think about 9 o'clock in the morning, they power up again by pressing the menu key. We could use the same key, the power key, because we don't have a large screen at 8 o'clock. We just need to and we also manage the state of the player. We can restart the player periodically by killing the process, restarting the new activity the same way I did before. Yeah, this is what I told you. I think the dot in the other side was in the other side of the slide. And there's again the reference to the key on this, the key codes. And the other feature, one of the most important ones, and the one that was almost a prior killer because we didn't think we would be able to do it, it's to lock the user screen and make the user not being able to get out of here, which is easier than a regular device because this one doesn't have physical buttons, and even if they had being in the furniture, nobody can access them, like the power button I told you before. So how did we go about it? I got at home a weekend with a couple of these devices. I got crazy and I coded 24 hours, 40 hours non-stop until I got to a solution. And now in retrospective, that wasn't such a good idea. And I found much easier ways to do it. But basically, what you can do to secure a device is just kill the user interface process, which in some devices makes up for undesirable effects, and maybe you'll get a pop-up error or something as well. And you can also create a custom launcher on the home screen, which is actually an easier option. Basically, what you have to do is you have to include in your Android manifest the permission for, hey, this is a home application. And you should also actually touch the build.prop file for the operating system, and you can disable the hardware buttons. And this has an interesting side effect, which is that the device is powered off, and you plug it in, it powers on by itself. So it's pretty neat. And you could also use a custom ROM and go for this guy is Cyanogen or something like that. You're able to do your custom ROM. Maybe this is not your thing. You're wasting your time. There's also a couple of commercial alternatives like Sugarloaf and KOR. They're kind of expensive. I don't think they're really worth it if you can't do it yourself. I mean, why give away money? And there's a link below to a guy who made a tutorial about using a custom launcher. I wish I had seen it before because it's really easy. He has this little video and everything. It's pretty neat. Come on. I think the Wi-Fi is dying. Come on. Yeah, now. And then the next piece of software we built is this local configuration manager. This is one of the early prototypes, and here you can see another really user experience guide. This looks horrible. It doesn't look that much right now. It looks a little bit better. And basically what it does is it reads the content index file like I told you before and populates that list right there. Launches the configuration manager, and when you do anything, any change, it writes the play configuration file, which is the modified player. So reads from a file, you touch anything, it writes to a different file. Another feature we needed was having a static IP address on every device. Always the same IP address, always different each device from the others. And what we did, we used OpenVPN and OpenVPN style, which is an Android application that installs OpenVPN. device. And what we do to launch the OpenVPN is just point to the configuration file and ready it to output to allow and send it to background. We do this at start using the scheduler. The application scheduler that we wrote also has a special boot action that executes whenever the phone boots up for a time. And the other interesting stuff we came up with, you have to configure the open connection using a result retry interval. And basically what this tells the OpenVPN thing is if you lose your connection, just retry it this many times every 10 seconds and just retry it infinitely. This is what it works with these devices because maybe you change the router, there's a different Wi-Fi you have to connect to it, or the Wi-Fi comes down and then it comes up again. You have to basically keep trying again and again and again. And there's a couple of links to this application that we're using. Come on, we can do it. And so when we started automating this kind of stuff, and we started doing by hand and testing how everything worked. And one of the first things I found out is that when you connect to a remote device and you don't know if it's online or offline, you issue this command and you can wait, and you can wait, you can die waiting because ADB has a default timeout of 1 freaking minute. And there's no way to tell ADB to wait less. There's no command line switch. So what I found out is a timeout command in Unix that you can just put before the command. You can say, hey, timeout 9 seconds, do this. And if this process doesn't end before 9 seconds, the timeout will kill it. The downside to this is if ADB fails, you get an output and you get an exit code 1 indicating there's been an error. If you do this, you don't get output and you don't get an exit code. If you know that you're doing this, you can check for it in your application, right? Okay, I don't have output, I don't have an exit code, so the timeout must have killed the process.
Question?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool with this timeout. Is it part of like standard GNU Linux?
Yeah, it's not part of. I mean, in Debian, it is available. I think Red Hat is also available.
So you have to install the package.
No, I think it's available on most Linux distributions. The ones I have used, like Debian and Red Hat, they have it.
Is it POSIX standard?
I think it's Unix standard, so you should have it available almost everywhere.
Cool.
Also, there's a script, a shell script, .sh script that I used to use before I found out there's an actual system utility that does this. You can find it pretty easy. Just Google for it.
Always learn something new on the new.
Yeah, that's cool. Mission accomplished. Let's go.
Yeah, finished. Good deal.
All right. So next stop, screen capturing. We thought of using VNC, but using VNC in one of these devices, first, it's a pain to set up, and second, it kills the device. It's actually sluggish. It doesn't perform nothing well. So you can use the standard ADB screen cap tool. Just throw in where you want your capture and just pull it using ADB and do whatever you want with it. And then we wrote a little SH tool that you said, yeah, just capture this. And it tells you, well, I did it. And you can see there's an actual capture from the screen cap, and it has the little volume.
So this capture LSA is a kind of wrapper around two lines above? Or
Yeah, that's it. And there's another wrapper on top of this. We can start just give me a capture of everything, connect to every one of them, get you a capture of everything, and put everything in the directory.
And you said that there's some problem with IDB shell screen cap, or?
No, the problem is with VNC. You cannot use VNC in one of these devices. Maybe in a more powerful device you could, but this one they don't support it very well. So I think this is almost ready if you want to try the challenge and pass it around. Basically, just to recap, what you have to do is if you touch the screen, there's a secret gesture. Wow.
Game over.
That's it, bad man. And you have to guess what the gesture is, and if you do, there's a code then. and you will have to guess the code too. If you get to the manager, you get your Amazon gift card. If you do, you have to tell us how you did it. Maybe you are able to guess it. Well, maybe there's a flaw that we haven't seen, and you can guys come up with it and just pass it around. Not to these three guys, because these three guys are developers in the project. I bet they couldn't also.
So you said there's some special gesture?
Yeah, there's a special gesture you have to do on the screen. You have to gesture on the screen with your finger, and if you guess correctly, you get the screen asking for. You'll see it in a minute. There's a slide right.
So the challenge is in guessing the gesture.
It's finding a way to break it up. I don't think it's possible. Maybe for you it is. Damn, I had a slide about it, but I think I lost it. No, I think I said you before. So come on.
I think that was already.
Yeah, that's the manager, and that's the screen you have to get to. And to get there, come on.
Okay, bear with me. How about I press Ctrl Alt Delete?
Right here.
No,
on the device.
On the device.
You can't, because there's no keyboard. You cannot touch anything.
Okay, you got it.
Well, you'll get it. Just try it a lot. ¿Lo habéis conseguido?
Yo he conseguido sacar el
Nice one. Keep trying it.
You got to some second
You're going on
Second
the
level.
direction.
Is it pin code?
One question.
Yeah.
How do you do to set up the devices? Because if one shop want to use the software,
I have a couple of slides about just like the devices.
no spoilers.
Yeah.
And an app breaker.
Come on. I don't like the Wi-Fi.
technical
I won't pay for this. Really. Not even fucking euros. So I think we were about here. Right? No?
Technical question about the rules of the contest. Can you use a screwdriver and how big?
Well, if you did that in the store, I'm pretty sure you will get kicked out. So
But
you cannot use a screwdriver.
It's a two-person job. One person holds the security guard, and the other just very quickly runs with the screwdriver. Does his job.
I like your style, yeah. Well, you can try that. You're going to break it.
We do it all the time. It's
So,
security.
another feature we wanted to get is Wi-Fi management. Wi-Fi management in Android via Java is a bit of a pain, and as we said before, we wanted to code as less as possible, and we used the low-tech approach. There's a file right here where Android stores his Wi-Fi WPA settings, which is right there. You can go and if you have a written file, you can check it out. And basically what we do is generate the passphrase and the APS keys for the network configurations. And we do it using a CLI tool, which is WPA passphrase, which you have to install, and it's inside a package named WPA supplicant, just like the name of the file. And this is basically what we do. You have to add a new network, run this command, and get the output, and concatenate it to the other file. There's a warning there about this tool because these two different calls, which are highlighted, this tool sometimes fails to generate the APS key. If you do it the first way, echoing your password and then piping it to the application reads the password from the standard input, and outputs a correct APS key. But if you do this or do this and enter manually the password, sometimes the APS key is not correct. It's also failing when you try to enter a passphrase. Sometimes it says it has less than 8 characters, even if you have 10 or 12 or whatever. It does some really weird stuff, but the first way always works. Just roll the dice.
Una pregunta pequeña.
Yeah.
So you said there's some gesture, but it's enabled, right? So that if you were to win the contest, you just find out the gesture.
No, you have to find out the gesture, the code, or find any other way to break out of the application
But
without
it's-
using the buttons or breaking the device.
It's designed in such a way that an admin can walk by and just he knows the gesture and he can get it.
Are you asking about the commercial approach to this? No, this is a project developed exclusively for Orange. They are the only ones using our platform, and the devices we send out the platform using all of our software, they have a special gesture that we will in the future give to the shop owners, the guys in charge of the shop.
Administrate it.
Yeah,
And one of the ways to win the contest would be to basically guess this gesture.
not to guess the gesture. Maybe you find some way to scroll and you find a bug somewhere. Just
No,
do-
one of the ways.
Yeah, one of the-
There is a rule.
Yeah, one of the ways will be guessing the gesture, and then they go, just ask this guy who managed to get the gesture. Ask this guy what was the gesture and try to guess the code. And alright, let's keep on.
But
Leave it for later. We have some time for questions. Let's just finish
okay.
the slides and get some food. You can ask me whatever you want. Well, no, whatever. So about content management, and basically we have a directory tree which looks like this. This is not actually an SD card. This is an emulated SD card that the Android OS creates using the internal memory. And what we have is a special folder for all of our stuff. And in theory, if we have an actual SD card, different path, we will switch the SD card from one device to another, and just that will be it. You will have your device configured as a different device. You managed to get the gesture?
It says, please enter root level command, and I type.
Yeah, right.
ls
So basically, to
rm minus rf dot slash, and it's running.
just keep trying. Keep trying.
Reboot.
No, you can. Well, you cannot reboot using the buttons. That's cheating. You won't know it. And basically, what we do is just push content over ADB. The downside to this is that ADB doesn't provide you with a progress meter. You cannot actually parse that easily. So we build a PHP SFTP wrapper, as I said before. We also have an SFTP interface. And basically, that's what we do, and that's what you see on the CMS. Another vital part of the application is which is generating statistics and graphs about the stuff to do. This vertical line marks a point in time where somebody added content and associated it to a specific shop, and after the moment the loading mechanism kicked in place and started loading content up to 10 devices at a time, and then finished loading and we went back to zero. And this part is pretty complicated to get to, but basically what I did is use Graphite. I don't know if any of you use Graphite? Graphite? I don't know how to call it. It's a really nice tool for doing this kind of stuff. Basically it has a database engine called Whisper, which stores numeric values and aggregates them over time. You have different resolutions. For example, you can have values from the last hour for every 10 seconds. After the last hour, you have for the next maybe couple of days. Yeah?
Is it like the round robin database?
No, this is actually